Hello everyone. Today I am here with you all with my new video lecture, that is lecture number 7 on my ongoing topic, that is demand analysis. And today I'll be focusing on the concept of elasticity of demand, which I have already explained in my 2 previous videos, and this is part number 3. So before starting today's lecture, I'd like to request all my viewers to please subscribe to my channel and like, share and comment to my videos, which acts as a token of motivation for me to come up with new video lectures which may help you to prepare for your exams in the days to come. So I'd like to request all my viewers at the same time to keep on watching my previous videos as well to understand today's lecture in a better way. So coming to my today's lecture, today I am going to elaborate about the concept of elasticity of demand, or the method of calculation of elasticity of demand. Alright, in my previous videos we tried to understand the various concepts of demand analysis, right? So what we discussed, I hope that all of you have already gone through the videos, but still I'd like to give you a small brush up of my previous lectures. So under demand analysis we talked about the various factors affecting demand, then definition of demand, then law of demand and elasticity of demand as well. We move towards the topic of elasticity of demand, and under elasticity of demand again we picked up various types of elasticity of demand. So what are the various types of elasticity of demand? First is price elasticity of demand, second is income elasticity of demand, and third one is cross elasticity of demand, right? So apart from understanding the various types of elasticity of demand, we also try to understand the various methods of calculation of elasticity of demand, right? So let's move to the next slide for understanding today's explanations in a better way. So today's topic is geometric method for measuring price elasticity of demand. Okay, so for understanding it, you need to understand what is elasticity of demand. What is elasticity of demand? It is basically a measure of calculation of obtaining the magnitude of change in the value of quantity demanded of a product due to change in the price level. Is it? And price level as well as other factors affecting quantity demanded. And this concept has been put forwarded by Alfred Marshall. Right? He put forwarded this concept because he thought that there should be a measure, a proper unit of measurement which can exactly define what is the change in the quantity demanded due to change in the price level. And for that only he elaborated the concept of elasticity of demand. And again, under elasticity of demand, under price elasticity of demand, we have two methods for calculation of it, right? So first is percentage method. If you remember, under percentage method we have a certain formula, right? We have a certain formula, and on that basis we used to calculate the elasticity of demand. What was the formula? The formula was price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in the price level, right? But here in this case, this method is a bit different from the previous one. See, here the term geometric is used. Geometric method. Geometric method means that you can calculate this elasticity of demand by the use of diagrammatic terms. Geometric means graphical representation, right? From graphical method also we can simply obtain the price elasticity of demand, and this can be obtained with the help of the demand curve. It was put forwarded by Alfred Marshall. It is also known as point or arc or geometric method. These are the things that you need to remember. Alright, so straight line demand curve is required for geometric method of measuring price elasticity of demand. And we need this formula basically, which represents lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. By putting the values here, you can simply obtain the value of elasticity of demand. Alright, so let's move to the next slide. See, here in this slide we are having two diagrams, this one and this one. We have two diagrams. In both the two diagrams, you see along x-axis we are measuring quantity demanded, right? And along y-axis we are measuring price level for both the two diagrams. Now in both these two diagrams, for this we have PQ. PQ is the demand curve, and here in this case ED is the demand curve. Both are straight lines sloping downward from left to right. Now elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demand and geometric method. See, here in this case we can randomly pick up a point from the demand curve. See, here in this diagram we have randomly picked up a point N. Now how can we obtain the elasticity of demand at point N? We can obtain it simply by putting the value of lower segment divided by upper segment. What is the value of lower segment here? NQ, this part. NQ divided by NP. This is the formula, right? If you put in this way, then you can assume the value of elasticity of demand. Alright, in this way you can obtain the value of elasticity of demand. Now move on to the next diagram. See, here in the next diagram I have mentioned these 6 values. See, we have mentioned these 5 values of elasticity of demand. Is it? See, elasticity of demand ED is equal to 1 at this point. See, this point B lies in the middle of this demand curve ED, right? See, this is representing 90-degree angle, right? And at this point we are having 45-degree angle, which means that exactly half of 90-degree, right? So at this point, if the point you are choosing is lying in the middle, then the value of ED will be equal to 1. The reason is that upper segment is exactly equal to the lower segment because this point is intersecting the demand curve at its middle point. So equal halves are made by it. Therefore, EB, this would be upper segment and lower segment will be DB. Both these two segments are equal. So ultimately the value of ED will be equal to 1. Now talking about this point at point A, you see the upper segment is denoted by EA, which is smaller than the lower segment, right? Lower segment is AD and upper segment is AE, which shows that the lower segment is greater than the upper segment. So if you put the values here in this formula, then it shows that the value of elasticity of demand must be greater than 1, right? Similarly, if you consider this point C, reverse will be the case here, like point A. Point C will be the reverse of point A. See, in case of point C, what is the lower segment? that is denoted by CD. And what is the upper segment? That is denoted by CE. Now you see, CE, value of CE is greater than CD, right? When the numerator is lower than the denominator, obviously the value will be less than 1. Yes or no? When the value of denominator is greater than the value of the numerator, then the value of elasticity of demand will be less than 1. Similarly, here in this case, if you consider ED equal to 0, ED equal to 0 is applicable in case of perfectly inelastic demand. Perfectly inelastic demand, which means that elasticity of demand will be equal to 1, because here in this case the value of lower segment will be 0, because we do not have any lower segment after D, right? We have the entire demand curve as the upper segment. So anything means if the numerator value is 0 and denominator we have some other value, then the ultimate value will be equal to 0. Similarly, if you consider this point ED equal to infinity, here in this case it is representing perfectly elastic demand. Perfectly elastic demand means that a small change in the price level can lead to a huge amount of change in the quantity demanded. Alright, so in this case we do not have the upper segment. We do not have the upper segment after point E. So entire demand curve ED will be the lower segment, right? And anything, if you in a fraction, if you get a value 0 in the denominator position, then the value will be equal to infinity. So in this way we can, by simply looking at the point, we can state that what is the value, what can be the value of elasticity of demand. You need to remember that the midpoint will be equal to 1, and any point above this midpoint will always be greater than 1, and any point lying along the lower segment of the midpoint, it will represent elasticity will be lesser than 1. I hope that you are in a position to understand the basic concepts or the method of geometric or the method of point elasticity of demand. How to calculate elasticity of demand by using geometric method, it is clear to you, I guess. So all these explanations are given in this slide. Unitary elastic method, unitary elasticity of demand, which means ED equal to 1. Highly elastic demand when ED is greater than 1. Less elastic demand when ED is less than 1. Perfectly elastic demand when elasticity of demand is equal to infinity. And imperfectly elastic demand when elasticity of demand is equal to 0. So this is all about today's lecture. I hope that you have understood the concept of geometric method of calculation of price elasticity of demand. So please go through the video in a nice way and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.